such that many people mistakenly argue that any form of active effort in the mind is somehow anti-mindfulness or
Mm.
against mindfulness. And that's totally not true. I mean, I've had numerous people come up to me after I talk about releasing painful emotions or thoughts that make you crazy, or I've talked about growing the good inside oneself. They say, well, that's not mindfulness. And I think that's not an accurate understanding of mindfulness.
Yeah.
Other things can be present alongside mindfulness. We
Yeah.
can be active with what we're mindful about.
Right. And so and that's the thing I was referring to, your unique spin on it, at least in terms of this book, is that we become mindful of the good occasions in our life, our good experiences, and instead of just kind of brushing them off as trivial or letting them run through us. I think of it as like in dream work. I say, if you don't write your dream down, it's like smoke, and it just kind of disappears, and
Oh, that's
you're
very good.
unlikely to,
Yeah.
you're unlikely to remember it later on.
Yeah. No, exactly right. And a couple things. So first, my own take on mindfulness is utterly consistent with the take on mindfulness you find in the early writings of the Buddhist tradition, the closest approximation we have to what the Buddha actually thought and taught, which has a strong emphasis on purification and cultivation, alongside a very strong emphasis on sustained real-time mindfulness and increasingly granular mindfulness on scales of time and space. You're more and more able to tune into very subtle nuances in experience or what's happening around you, as well as ones that are very quick and fleeting. So that's true. But you're getting at, and to build on that, you're getting at something exactly right. If we don't sustain attention to our beneficial experiences, they usually leave no lasting benefit behind. We don't learn from them. There's no durable healing or change of any kind. We don't acquire greater capabilities. We don't acquire, as you know, procedural learning, like know-how, including social learning of different kinds. So it's really important, and for me, that's where I have a lot of focus because it is so often overlooked. It's very important to engage the second necessary step in the neuropsychology of learning, with the first step being the activation of some mental neural pattern. Great, now you're having the experience. But the second necessary step for learning is the consolidation of that encoded pattern of activation into a physical change in our neural networks of structure or function. And without that physical change, by definition, there's no basis for memory. There's no basis for
And
learning.
that comes through a kind of rehearsal of the experience.
It's one way.
Right?
Yeah. So that what I'm interested in is, what are the factors that maximize the impact of that second stage of learning, the internalization stage of learning, and especially factors that are internal, because those are the ones under volitional control.